I'll find the map and draw a straight line.
Hi, my name is Henk Akkermans and today I sit here with Mark Peels. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
And we discuss a spectacular rise and fall in demand for the company that Mark Peels has been working for the last 10 years, ASML. Mark, as an introduction, could you give us a bit of the picture of what ASML was as a company back in 2000 and also your role at that time in the company?
ASML at that time was a company of about 2,000 to 3,000 people, number third in the world, was heavily investing in capacity for machines which we make in the chip industry. With our machines you can make computer chips, and the situation was that we were booming, and the booming factor was that there was a lot of demand. Customers were excited about the macroeconomy, and we were boosting, and we couldn't deliver basically the products we had to make for our customers.
When you say booming, does that mean 20% more demand or something?
No, it was more into the numbers like 150 systems in 1 year, going to even demands up to 700 systems coming from the market.
Yeah. So that was a wonderful year then.
It started off as a wonderful year, yes.
But what happened?
What happened is that we saw a sudden decline in demand, and a sudden decline in demand from our customers, but not only from our customers, but in the chain, where consumers were not taking the amount of applications we were thinking of. The consumers were led by the retail into chips, and chips into the manufacturers of chips. So we saw a total reduction in demand over the whole chain, which really got us strong.
Yeah. So those several hundred systems all of a sudden were not needed anymore?
Those systems were, at the end of the year, we more than halved back our production because the demand was not there.
What were the business impacts of that?
The business impact is simple. If you reduce, you have to reduce cost, and reduce cost means that we had an enormous inventory pipeline. So the first thing you have to do is you stop your supply chain, and the bad result from that is also that you have to fire a lot of people.
The supply chain at ASML has a very peculiar supply chain. Could you explain what does that mean? Stop the supply chain in your case?
What we say is we have value sourcing strategy. Value sourcing strategy means that we buy everything in our supply chain network. That means that ASML is 2,000 people big, but in the rest of the supply chain there are like 15,000 to 20,000 people working as well. And we had to stop that. So basically we were impacting up to 15,000 to 20,000 families with this, by really reducing and stopping the order intake and also the material intake of goods.
So that was in 2001.
Yeah.
And we are now late 2010. You're sitting here. ASML is alive and kicking. What happened?
What happened is we learned from it, and that means that we were reactive to our market. We didn't really react to the signals we got, and reactive means that you're always too late. So we saw that our reaction time was only within 3 months, and since our integral cycle time is over a year, you basically are stuck with 9 months of inventory in the pipeline. So we had to learn from this by doing things better, and doing things better is mainly not only looking to the customer forecast, but start working together with customers to see what is their market, how does their market look like, and get to mutual agreements in how the future will look like.
So not wait until the customers tell you this is what they want to order, but sit side by side with the customer saying, well...
Yeah. So a customer has a demand, and that demand, their lead time to make chips is between 2 and 6 months. In good times the lead time is 6 months, in bad time they only have an order book of 2 months. Our integral cycle time is over a year, so the only solution was buffer.
Yeah.
And that's what we did too much.
Yeah. Okay. How about this supply base, which had to reduce so much in 2001? To what extent have your relations as ASML with the supply base changed as a result?
The relation with the supply base is that you not only share your marketing data with your customer, but also with your supply base. So we call it nowadays virtual integration. You want to act as one company. What you do for that is not only share the production plan, but also share your vision and define a capacity strategy. So make a roadmap how your capacities will develop over time and which market you can serve with that capacity.
And as a result, suppliers breathe with you? Is that the idea?
They breathe with us. That's exactly the intent of what we call a move rate letter. We send out a move rate letter to the supplier to show them what our peak capacities requirements are and how they should react to that market.
For you, looking back on this period and the years that followed, what are the main lessons learned from this?
The main lessons learned is, first, you should not only react to that what the customers tell you. You have to do more intelligence, so you have to get into a marketing figure, so not only look bottom up, as we call it, also look top down, and define strong drivers which are indicating how your business is doing really. An example of that is, we look, for example, in the whole chain, the inventory days which are in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And you see that big example back in 2001. We saw that inventory days, which should be at 40 days on average, went up to over 150 days.
And these are the inventories of your customers, in the IC manufacturers?
It's our customers, but basically in the whole chain. How many days are chips on the shelf before they are used in an application?
Yeah.
And we see now really back now in 2010 that has changed. Changed in that way that in the past 10 years after that 2001 dip, we didn't see inventory trays above 40 days again. And that's good news, but it's also bad news because that means that you really start breathing with the economy, and up and down terms even become stronger with that.
Yeah. And I suppose that's also what we've seen in 2008, 2009 again.
We saw that back in 2008, 2009, although 2008 was the worst downturn we ever saw. It was even worse than in 2001. The good news is that the inventory days were not increasing.
Yeah.
So we really breathed with that. But that means, as everybody knows at ASML, that we went from a 1 billion revenue to back to 180 billion revenue, 180 million euro revenue, which is a reduction of 5 times.
Yeah.
In the meantime, today we are fully boosting again, and we are now going back to scenarios of 1.4, 1.5 billion euros. So we are 7 times bigger than we were 1.5 years ago again.
So, any concerns about that this boom may again go bust in a certain period?
Of course, the downturn will come, we know. The question is, when will it come? And that's the question you always have to track and trace to see where are the signals and whether you have to push the brake.
And you will be there monitoring these data quite closely?
We do that on a monthly basis in a structured way. And once per quarter we look at the total macroeconomy and we set the capacities we want to maintain in the next 3 to 5 years.
I wish you all the best with this marvelous company.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.
I'll find a map and draw a straight line.